Hi, it's Tony and Lati, Casa Esmeralda, and today I'm in my permaculture jungle underneath my persimmon tree. At least one of them. I live on 14.45 acres in somewhere in the South Adriatic area. Okay, so anyways, probably do some vlogging today. And persimmons! Lots of them! I really love this. Look at it, I got persimmons. Persimmons. But the only problem is I have bees and they've done this to me. This is really bad. So I picked the unripe ones. I don't know. Go away, bees now. I want my persimmons. So there's persimmons and persimmons. Ooh, there's lots of flies in here and persimmons. They've all attacked my persimmon tree, but there are ones that are not ripe. So I'm just gonna clean up my tree today a bit. See, like there's these ones. These ones are not ripe, so I'm gonna pick these ones, and then I'm gonna leave them in the fridge for a week, and they are gonna get ripe because that's what I've been doing. And then I don't get any bugs in my persimmons. And you should, if you have a persimmon tree or something like that, and it is being attacked by bugs or insects or anything like that. Then put them in your fridge and they will get ripe because they're very high in nectar. So this is a lot. I don't want to fall down here. Well, you take a look. There's all persimmons here. See, last year, holy cow, this is my water spring down here. Last year, I cleaned this whole area up here. And there's like a little lagoon down there. There's a very large size, like 12-person hot tub down there in the back. And I cleaned all of this up. And this is like 1 year later. And this is why I call it my permaculture jungle. Because 1 year later, these have grown to be like 1 or 2 meters high. So they've all grown back. I'm getting bitten by flies here. It's not very fun. So, and like in my jungle in the back here, so this is like, I have like 5 acres of this and behind these trees. And this is like all jungle and stuff like that. And I've actually gone, I took one time like an hour-long excursion through this and trying to get in and out. And I stopped now because of the snake. If you've seen my snake video, then go and watch it, because I've had actually a longer snake. And then I went online in the springtime and stuff, and I looked, and there's vipers and stuff like that. So I do not want to go in this, because this is prime snake habitat, right? And I could seriously get myself hurt or something. And maybe in the near future time or something like that, if I get some tractor or I get the proper animals or machinery or anything like that, this area will be cleaned out. But basically, I have so much food growing right now. I spend a lot of time clearing this out, and it all grew back. And my spring down here is full of water, and I should just kind of do this area a little bit. So if I ever do get animals one day or something like that, or for my dogs, it's a natural spring. I've actually drank this water down here. It's very good. And actually one time I had like melons growing down here and stuff too. It was kind of interesting. So anyways, back to my persimmon tree. So this is my persimmon. You remember the video I did on my locust, my Italian plum tree, which was this one? Oh man, there's like tons of mosquitoes and flies down here. I'm being bitten so hard. I should have worn my coveralls. Anyways, so I want to get out of here in the sunshine. I don't want to stay here too long. I want to make like a short video. Like persimmons. You see all my persimmons? This is like my favorite tree right now. And I got persimmons over here. Persimmons. Persimmons. I love persimmons. All organic. Nutrient-rich foods. This is what you want to get. Right? Nutrient-rich. This is the one that is nutrient-rich. Okay? These are very high in vitamin C. And they're very sweet and nectary. I just got bitten again. And my dogs have been eating some. They've kind of been picking. You like that, Bruno, eh? Bruno, my dogs love persimmons. See, they've been eating here. So they've been eating. What's this one doing here? We can cut around that, that's fine. So I got my harvest bucket. These are great. I love these. See, these are like my 5-liter wine containers, and I just cut the tops off. I put a string in there, and I got an instant harvest bucket. So I put all my food in there, and I take it up to my house, put it in the fridge. See, I got persimmons. Persimmons. I'm gonna take this one. It's not too bad, not too shabby. Into the harvest bucket it goes. Okay. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fill up my bucket here. Then I'm gonna go up to the house, do some stuff. I'm expecting a guest. He is not called or anything like that. So maybe I should call him and see how he's doing. Good luck if you find my place. I tell you, unless you speak like Italian or Greek or something like that, some Adriatic language, you're gonna find my house. Even if it's on a map or something like that, you're gonna be driving around in all the olive groves around here. I've had guests that come to my house and they've driven around in the olive groves for an hour before they called me and said, "Oh, we're lost." I mean, seriously, you want to drive into an olive grove and there's thousands and thousands of orchards, like trees and olives and everything, and you go left and right and you're going around in circles. Some people, you know, it's like, come on, use a GPS or use something of some sort to find a place, and it's like, you know, after 10 minutes, just give up and say, okay, we're gonna get lost if we keep doing this, right? So I want this persimmon here. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. There's a rotten one. So I need to get a ladder or something down here. I'm gonna leave some for the birds. It's all good. Leave some for the animals or something like that. Don't always clear all your tree. And then the stuff that falls down, it's all compost. So I've eaten about 50 of these already off this tree. So there's all these persimmons here and stuff like that. All these nice persimmons here. Ooh, this one's raw. Ooh, there's all the fruit flies going around that. I don't want to touch that one. Okay, so anyways, I just wanted to show show something about my persimmon tree. I have another one. It's over there. I share that with the neighbor's property. So my dogs are here. Simona, say hi. Say hi, Simona. Hi, say hi, sweetie. There's Bruno. Hi, Bruno. Hi, Bruno. Say hi. It's Giuseppe. Giuseppe's busy chowing on a khaki. Hey, Giuseppe. Hey, hey, hey. Hello, hello. And where's Lottie? Lottie's mostly on the hunt for lizards right now. She's a real lizard hunter. So she's more interested in finding lizards as snacks than actually having a meal. Because sometimes I call her forever and ever. So my figs are gone. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, it's been like a week or something like that since I had my last fig. But it's all good. I have persimmons. And then in end of November, so it's end of September right now, and maybe I will have persimmons until for like 1 month then. So every season, every month on this property, I basically, every month, every 2 months, I have a different fruit. Except for in the winter time, I have oranges. So, you know, that's the thing. Oh my. Almost stepped on my persimmons. So, have you seen my video on my still chainsawing? The pile is still here. But I got a story to say. A good story is that 20 months ago, I bought an old Fiat tractor from this old farmer, and I guess it was sitting for a while and stuff, and my neighbor came over to my house and said, "I want to use your tractor." A week later, he comes by and says, "Oh, your tractor's broken, right?" So I called the guy and says, "Hey, you know, you sold me this tractor, everything like that." He says, no, the motor's in good condition." So I'm still kind of arguing and fighting with my neighbor, but the tractor has not been fixed. But I went the other day to the Fiat representative parts dealer, which is like a 70-kilometer drive from here, and they had all the parts. Like I waited like almost 8 months for the pistons and rings kit, but there's other parts to the motor and stuff like that. So now it was just they say like they call them bronzine, like where you have the things that, not the pistons and rings, but the other ones, the arms, they go up and down, and inside the rings you put like brass. So they had to be custom made because this tractor is from 1974. So it's like almost as old as me. So I have all the parts now to rebuild the motor on this crawler tractor. You probably seen it or not. It'll be cool. Then I don't have to, I can probably just drive over this with the tractor and things like that, and then I won't have to do any more weed eating and stuff like that. So I'm trying to still deal with my goat problem and getting sheep, because you can do it. Like some of the old farmers, they don't have the right documentation, but then you need the shots, and then you need the passport, and then you need to get the microchip, and then for everything to do it legal and properly. And it's actually a real pain in the butt. So if you have inherited goats or sheep here, because there are like so many countries in Europe, so they want to control all the way the animals are going, because there's so many different varieties of goats and sheep. So they have to control, and then if you want to butcher it and you want to sell the meat and everything like that, which is possible, then you need a passport and all that sort of thing, because it has to do with customs. So I don't like this at all. There's these people like this, they come onto my property and then they hunt illegally. Like this is here, and then my house is like right up there on the hill, and like I wake up in the morning, it's like I hear this boom, right, shot, and that's coming. This is only September, so October it's coming, and now I have the electric fence in, which is really cool. So and then I have like these trees back here, like these are the carabine. There's a carabine. There is a huge oak tree. The stump is like 1.5 meters wide. This is a white oak tree behind here. It's absolutely beautiful tree. So one time I tried to cut into, I was like down here for like an hour with my still weed whacker, and I was trying to cut into my permaculture jungle that way, and I just said, oh, I would spend like a whole year and hundreds of dollars in fuel and just doing this, and it's going to possibly grow back. But I just wanted to see, and there's actually like an old runoff ditch from the natural spring, and this thing is like 1 meter deep. It's like 1 meter deep, but there's like a big ditch. So many years ago, quite possibly, when I know there was animals here on the property and stuff like that, there was quite a few animals. There's actually cows here, because I've seen skulls of dead cows and stuff like that. And I've actually talked to the old owners. They did have a whole herd of cows. So that's why there's a lot of stuff, like all this vegetation is growing here, is because the cows, they fertilize the ground, and after years and years and years, the stuff is still growing. So it's possibly possible to plant here. I don't know. But anyways. So there's my persimmons is back there. The natural spring is back there. And this is all my property down here, and then it goes all the way over here where this natural spring runs down, and then it goes for about another 50 meters to the left, and then it goes all the way to the right, and then it goes all the way back down there to the valley. So there's like where that valley is down here, and then the valley kind of drops down. So I'm on the other side of it. There's like a creek and a big canyon sort of down there. So that's the right side is mine, and then the left side is the neighbor's. So small house and a very big property. Kind of weird, but anyways. And then my oranges are in here, and they're all coming to mandarins. They're still green, so I probably will do another video on that on next month or something like that. And there are a few things I wanted to do this season, but I'm just sweating, and it's like 30 degrees Celsius out, and it's never, since I've been here like in 2 years, it's never been this way. But we had rain yesterday, and the day before. So we had for like an hour very light rain, or it was like heavy rain sort of thing. Like heavy rain for about 15 minutes or half an hour, and then it just kind of eased off, and that happened in the evening. So I'm kind of relieved that it happened. But as long as this hot weather's out, it's just very hard for me to cut any firewood, because last year I was like already cutting firewood at this time. I was like stocking up because it was just getting colder and there was more days of rain and stuff. But it's very hard for me to come down here because you're just getting bitten and eaten alive. So I have to wear like long sleeves and my overalls and everything. So, but I enjoy it. It's a rewarding life, really. So, anyways, I'm gonna take my dogs here for a walk. I'm gonna get some persimmons because I said the last 2 days it's rained, so I haven't been able to really walk the dogs, and I'm really dying sort of to get out to come here, and I'm waiting on my guest. And if he doesn't come by like in the afternoon, then I'm just gonna give him a shout, I guess. So I know I do have somebody coming from Austria in October or November for sure. I'm hoping, sort of a pre-yes, but not really total confirmation. So there's the farmers down there in the valley, and there is like a provincial highway down there too. Down in the valley there is a provincial, but that's like way far away. That's like maybe 2 kilometers. So there's no roads coming up this way or anything. There is on the other side of the valley, there's like an old farmer's road, and that's really interesting. I should actually do a video of that sometime, like do an exploring thing or something like that. If somebody's interested, take my camera along. And I say like Camp Jula, because it's like out in the boonies, like how people lived like in the early 1980s during the lira like depression period, when the lira and the currency here in the Adriatic, it dropped so bad that the money wasn't worth anything at all, and then people just were forced to build these houses here and then live off the land, as I'm doing right now. So anyways, gonna finish walking my dogs. I think it's all good. I think I made my point. I hope you enjoyed seeing some of my fruit trees, my persimmons. I love persimmons. They are awesome. I haven't made jam yet. I finished making the Quinton applesauce and canning that. That was awesome. That's all stored, and I started on my apricot marmalade, which was really awesome. And there are my neighbor has some apricots down here right beside my property, so he just lets me pick them for free. There's no fence or anything in between my property and the neighbors down here, and basically the sheep herds, they kind of cross into my property, and my neighbor lets me know when he's going to use my property to cross his sheep herd from one to the next. So there is some grazing going on here, but I do have, like you said, I do, out of all the neighbors, have the best fruit trees and the best grazing area for animals. So it's just a matter of me getting the proper documentation. Anyways, I'm hoping it rains again because I'm getting eaten alive here. If you have not subscribed to my channel, hit that like button, please. It's Tony and Letty, Casa Esmeralda. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed your summer. And for those who are back in school and everything, best of luck. Take care and bye for now. That's all, folks.